To London, England, Hall of Fame ring announcer, Mr. Michael Buffer.
Thank you, Craig Stevens. Man, you've seen many, many fights here in the UK. We have a few minutes to go, and we'll be underway with the weigh-in for the main event of the evening tomorrow night. So please stand by. Thank you. Hi, everybody up there. Gentlemen, the man known as the Executioner, also known as the Alien, known to me as B-Hop, Bernard Hopkins! Bernard, let me ask you something. A long-reigning middleweight champion as yourself, we've got a big fight tomorrow night here at the O2 in London. What are your thoughts about Gennady Golovkin, Triple G, and Special K, Kell Brook, moving up from the welterweight division, where he obviously for many years toiled and strained to weigh in at 147. I like to refer to him as a welterweight that was bursting at the seams to move up to either 154 or now to 160 pounds. Your thoughts on this move?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody in London for being great fans of boxing. And also great fans of mine. I'm having a good time here, but I also know that he's my friend too. When you find fighters that want to fight each other to prove their greatness or their worth, you have to salute Brook and Triple G, because they made the fight happen because they wanted to fight. And coming from welterweight, going up 2 weight divisions, it's been done before. 10 years plus has been done by a guy named Bernard Hopkins, who went up from 75 to fight Antonio Tarver. So anything is possible in boxing. And I want to say that, this will be a fight where both guys have to really go out and really want to set a tone early to prove that they coming in here to win. And listen, Triple G, by no question, is dangerous any round, any second, any minute. So Kell Brook will have to really, really be on his game. But enjoy the fight. Enjoy the fights that are coming up in the future on HBO Championship Boxing, and continue to support boxing, whether you're here in Europe, I'm in the US, because we all link together for the good of boxing, and I want to see great matches. And no matter if I'm on the promoter end, if I'm on the fighter's end, or I'm on the color commentator expert end, I want to see my sport stand out amongst other sports, football, basketball, and any other, soccer, because boxing deserves that, and we deserve it. Thank you.
Don't go anywhere. Let me ask you something. What's happening with Bernard Hopkins? Like, you set a standard that probably will never be touched again. A fighter at age 50 becoming a world champion. This guy is over 50 years old, and look at him. I'm holding my stomach in right now, standing next to him. 52 in January. You're in amazing shape. You're in great shape. A little gray on the beard now. Still looks like a model with that slim waistline and everything. What's happening in the future with you?
Well, I would love to do a farewell fight, if possible, but it has to be on a dignified, respectful way. Always not make a joke or make a saying when somebody says, "No, you're gonna fight one more." I said, "Well, I deserve to go out like Kobe Bryant or better." But at the end of the day, I love working with HBO. I love working with Jim Lampley. I love working with Max Kellerman and all the people at HBO, and also being involved with Golden Boy Promotion. So I'm not bored. I travel a lot, still spend time with my family as much as I can. They understand my passion for boxing, and this is something that I love to do. So whether I fight or not, again, you will see me more than you ever saw me in the ring, because I'm going to make sure that happens, and continue again to support boxing and be my critic when I'm on TV if I'm not doing my job like I'm supposed to, because I'm a competitive person, and I feel I'm always going to be that type of person. No matter what I do, I will be successful. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernard. Ladies and gentlemen, future Hall of Fame boxing legend, Bernard Hopkins! Hey, listen, here's somebody else that I think you're very, very familiar with, especially here in the UK, and fight fans around the world all know who this gentleman is. I believe it's 4 times as the super middleweight champion of the world. His fight against Groves in Wembley a few years ago was the standard for the ultimate great atmosphere at a boxing event. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage for a few words, the Cobra, Carl Froch! Good to see you, Carl. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your thoughts on this upcoming fight? And same as Bernard, you still look like you're in great shape. Any thoughts about coming back into the ring besides being outside working for Sky?
Bernard Hopkins, Carl Froch on the same stage. Where is it? Is it still here? No, we're both retired. We're both done. So, you want to know? Here he is.
You're a little too heavy.
Yeah, good to see you. So, what do you want to know? Gennady Golovkin, Kell Brook. You want to know about that? It's a fascinating fight. It's a fascinating matchup. And the reason I say fascinating is because in Kell Brook we've got somebody who's unbeaten and is obviously very, very ambitious. But at welterweight, he's got that speed. He's very, very talented. I can say that firsthand. I've sparred with him before the Andre Durrell fight, which was the first fight of the Super 6. And I couldn't quite get near him. I couldn't quite tag him. I had to use my weight advantage and lean on him and push him back and bully him just to sort of get some sort of work off. Because his counter right hand, his fast jab, his slight head movement, he's not got the typical Ingle style, the Johnny Nelson and Nassim Mohammed style. He's not got that elusive, sort of cocky, nonchalant, arrogant style, if you like, but he's got the basic fundamental skills of the Ingle camp, but that with a polished defence. So he's got great defence, great timing, and great speed. But this is all at welterweight. He's now at middleweight, so we don't know what he's going to bring as a middleweight. Is he still going to have the speed? Hopefully. Is he going to be able to punch harder? Probably, because he's got more skeletal muscle, more bulk, more power. But how will he cope with somebody like Gennady Golovkin? It's a tough task. Let's be honest. Let's be totally honest. But Kell Brook has definitely got the talent. He's got the movement. He's got the speed. It's just exciting thinking about how it's going to unfold. I think he needs to use his jab, use his range, use his counter right hand, use his movement a lot early on. But there's going to be times when he's going to have to stand and fight. And when he does, that's when we're going to find out what happens and how he copes with taking the shots off Gennady Golovkin. And it's not just the head shots that any boxer has to worry about. It's also the body shots. And when you're getting hit to the body by people who are stronger than you, then you feel it and you know about it. And then later on down the stretch, when them body shots are still soaking in and have drained your tank empty, that's when it can be the writing on the wall for you. It can be curtains. But Dominic Ingle, very, very experienced trainer. He's trained, I mentioned Nassim Mohammed earlier, Johnny Nelson, Ryan Rhodes, right back to as old as you want in the Winterbank gym. Errol Bomber Graham, one of the best fighters to never win a world title, was from the same gym, and he knows what he's doing, Dominic Ingle. He will have his tactics, he'll have his plan A and plan B and plan C, and he gets fighters through fights that you wouldn't believe he could do, even down on the undercard and on the journeyman sort of level, and the younger fights. I'm not going to mention any names because these lads don't like to be called journeymen, but the lads that are sometimes there to make the numbers up, they hear the final bell and they get through the fight because they've got Dominic Ingle in the corner. Kell Brook has got a massive chance to really, really shock the world. Will he do it? Nobody knows. But we're all looking forward to it and we're all excited about finding out, Michael. I'm sure you are too, because you're also a big boxing fan. So roll on tomorrow, because I'm already nervous. I'm already full of adrenaline.
Let me ask you this. The important thing here is we have a fighter who's been fighting as a welterweight, moving up. And, today we say 2 divisions when the old-timers will say, well, those in-between divisions, they don't mean much. But he's moving up from 47 to 60. And, you know, you've known him for years, and you've seen him at weigh-ins at 147, and he would actually look like he needs to be rushed to the hospital and needs an IV. In other words, he really would struggle to come in at 147. Do you think now, with a great training team and everything, and he's actually more relaxed and really able to train and come in at a more natural fighting weight, that this should be, just feel much better to him at weighing in at this 160-pound weight?
I think so, yes. I think a lot of fighters, I mean, Hopkins is been on stage, myself, we didn't really struggle at the weight that much. Floyd Mayweather, another prime example. All the top fighters don't seem to really struggle at weight, but most fighters do. They take weight off, and you say they've got that look about them where they need to be rushed to the hospital when on the scales. They've got that gaunt, drained, look like a boiled chicken. They just don't healthy at all. And Kell Brook, when I look at pictures of him now at 147, and look at him now, he looks ill at 147. So I think you're right. I think he's now at a weight where he's comfortable, he's more natural. But we've just not seen him. We've just not seen him at middleweight. Obviously, people have seen him in the gym. I've sparred with him when he's been heavier. So it's the element of the unknown again. We just don't know. But what we do know is, to answer your question, he will be more confident, he'll be more comfortable, he'll be full of energy down the stretch through the whole fight. So his work output, his work rate should be a lot higher. He should be punching harder. And hopefully he'll still keep his speed, because that's going to be significant in this, the speed. If you can get the fast hands going and get the movement going and sustain it for 12 rounds. And we've got to say it would be an upset. There could be a massive upset here, and Gennady Golovkin could fall to Kell Brook.
That's good to hear. And you'll be at ringside for Sky Sports Box Office with your crew, so we're looking forward to it. Ladies and gentlemen, another future boxing Hall of Famer, the Cobra, Carl Froch!
I'm on Twitter.
We'll be underway soon with the weigh-in.
Push button that come up.